Hello, my name is Robert Brill. I'm a doctoral candidate in health psychology, and this is my Fibromyalgia podcast series. Today I'd like to discuss human resilience, the will to live, and above all, attitude in the face of having chronic illness. Most of us are exposed to some kind of loss or trauma or injury throughout our lives, and some of us are exposed to chronic illness. A percentage of those suffering from chronic illness are able to maintain a positive attitude and hope despite the pain and loss and suffering. The psychological impact of ineffectively coping can be overwhelming. Maintaining hope can minimize disability and loss of function. So what is it that makes some people resilient and stronger than others with the same illness? Same opportunities in life. The same potentially poor outlook at their health. Well, it's a fact that everyone deals with events like living with chronic illness differently. Some may experience a minor event and face a lifetime of results, like pain symptoms. Some people continue to face serious events throughout their lives and are able to lead fairly normal, productive lives. Positive actions in coping and clinical therapy can be beneficial to those who have experienced a psychological impact caused by chronic disease. Talking about and thus working through the negative thoughts and impact of the illness can be effective. The will to live is an expression that translates into significant meaning. It can improve the quality of life for many people. Humans have a fierce instinct for survival, and that puts fight in our game and raises our will to live. This is not to say that sometimes our biology will be impacted so severely that we cannot control our lives or our will to live, much more than we can control our disease. However, it is our attitude that dictates our coping response, and thus our success at navigating through our illness. Our attitude also helps determine to what extent we'll respond to therapy, and for how long we continue to positively respond to therapy in the face of a complex myriad of symptoms that for most of us does not end in death. Most diseases are not curable, and the treatment for many more are not favorable for a large number of people. What does this leave for the rest of us? The hard reality for many who suffer from chronic illness rests in the theory of resilience, attitude, and the will to live. I do not draw a line between the end result of psychological and the physical impact as a whole. Treating the body as a whole is not a new concept in medicine, but it may be unfamiliar to many physicians today. I think many of the illnesses that do not have cures and do not respond well to treatment must be approached with a complementary approach. We've reached an era in medicine where the psychological and physical elements of the body are considered one. They're combined, related, and linked in every way imaginable. Wellness, then, is the result of a balance between the physical, emotional, psychological, and the nutritional aspects of humans. Therapeutic modalities such as cognitive behavioral therapy, meditation, hypnosis, guided imagery, biofeedback, acupuncture, massage, and yoga are becoming commonplace in the treatment of chronic illnesses like fibromyalgia, and not to forget about attitude as a powerful modality for symptom relief. It's no secret that the mind's ability to work with the body toward wellness has been heavily debated scientifically, and that's okay, because we should always try what's recommended by mainstream Western medicine first, before we resort to outside-the-box thinking when we have an illness of significance like fibromyalgia. My personal approach to my debilitating chronic illness is that I wake up every day and I challenge myself to attain everything that I want to. I only take steps in positive directions, and I transcend as if nothing was wrong. I'm not ignoring the fact that I have numerous problems and symptoms that so far do not respond well to treatment, but it is those exact reasons that I decide to push on each day. I don't know how it's all going to work out or how it's going to end. It doesn't matter to me, because I didn't know how all these things were going to end before I got sick. And I'm certainly not going to let those things cripple me or kill me simply because I can't get my attitude right. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross developed the 5 stages of grief, which describe the 5 psychological stages that we're likely to go through in the event of a death or a disaster, injury, or an illness. This model suggests that most humans will be able to decide to assess their new reality and move on and eventually accept their situation. This is scientifically proven after decades of research. Having the will to live means making a decision to move on, to live life to the fullest and to find ways to make yourself happy, even if it's not the life you would have chosen for yourself otherwise. You don't have to let your illness paralyze you. There are thousands of hope generators out there, and anyone can enhance your will to live. Finding hope, though, is your responsibility. No one can do it for you. You have to decide to want something more for yourself than illness. A strong hope can increase your ability to cope, and that nurtures your will to live. Don't look backward. Don't live in the past. Find something to hope for, because without hope you can lose that will to live. A hopeful patient remains positive, determined, better able to cope, and more likely to have more significant relationships. Those things translate into a better quality of life. I believe that the loss of hope exacerbates your symptoms. You're not the same person anymore, so put that behind you immediately. Learn to set new and appropriate goals based on your new level of ability, without focusing on the misery that's present. Take active steps to manage anxiety and depression where they exist. Eat a Stone Age diet and exercise where possible. Each of us has to make the decision to live, and sometimes that decision needs to be revisited. You can't climb a mountain by telling yourself only one time that you intend to do it. You have to adjust your lifestyle to accommodate a strong will to move forward. We all have something to live for. Sometimes you just have to figure out what you are living for, and then go get it. Thank you.